The issue that I have is not with sending him down. I understand it, right? You brought him up to get him some opportunity, to let him get his feet underneath him, let him get that debut behind him, and show him what the NHL is like before hopefully bringing him up later in the year where he can try to stick. I think that the plan was never for Tristan Broz to come up and stick unless he blew everybody away. But the problem that I had, and the thing that rubbed me the wrong way a little bit, is that he really wasn't given the opportunity. He played against Buffalo, and he didn't play tremendous. He didn't stand out to a level where you're like, man, you need to keep him in the lineup. But he also didn't play poorly. Yeah, he had the one shift, he had the one bad giveaway where Buffalo ended up tying the game. But at the same time, I think when you look at his body of work over his entire game played on Wednesday of last week, and you say, it begets another opportunity. And that's not something that he got. The two healthy scratches on Friday and Saturday is something that it just has me scratching my head. You know, you have guys like Danton Heinen in the lineup who you wound up sending down at the same time, who played 9 games and had that long of a sample size to show whether or not he deserved to stay at the NHL level or get sent down like he did on Sunday afternoon. You have a guy like Kevin Hayes who's playing on the first line. And while that first line has been scoring a couple goals, Kevin Hayes' play has not really warranted protection within the lineup. I think that you probably keep him in the lineup, but maybe you move up a guy like Ville Koivunen. Give him an opportunity on the first line. If you're trying to keep Tristan Broz in the lineup, maybe you move up a Koivunen, you put Hayes down on the fourth line, you bump Una Koppinen out of the lineup, and you allow for Tristan Broz to get another opportunity. So I don't have an issue with bringing him up just for 3 games. It does go directly against what Jason Spezza said last year they were going to try to do with some of these bigger name prospects. They wanted them to be called up when they're ready so they could give them an opportunity to stick. That's not what they were doing. That was seemingly never the plan here with Tristan Broz. But not giving him that opportunity while he's here is a little strange, right? Am I off base in this? Let me know in the comments. But it feels like sitting him 2 healthy scratches after he had a decent debut in a game in which you won, by the way. It feels a little off. So I'm not sure what it was. Like I said, you had options of guys that you could take out of the lineup. It's not like all these players, these Heinens, these Koppinens, were players that were playing so well that's like, how do you take them out, right? So you essentially called up Tristan Broz to give Ben Kindle a night off because that's what his development plan says he needed, was a night off. So it's weird. I think this is obviously not the last we've seen of Tristan Broz at the NHL level this year. I think he's a player that is going to be very important for this team moving forward. I think this is a player that has what it takes to be a good third-line center at the National Hockey League level. But unfortunately, we're not going to see it right now. We're going to have to wait to see a little bit more of it later in the season. I'm excited to see how he responds to this, how he reacts to this when he gets back to Wilkes-Barre, a place in which he's tore up ever since he showed up at the beginning of last season.